Hello everybody, welcome to another show of Desi's in Politics. I'm your host, Dev Vishwanath. As always, I ask you to send me your thoughts, comments, and suggestions. You can email me at devv@itvgold.com, or you can fax me at 718-784-8901. And ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, as I will continue to say, if you have not done so already and you are eligible, please do register to vote. Give yourself an opportunity to have your voice heard during an election cycle. If you cannot vote for any reason or you're not eligible to vote, there are other ways to get involved in politics. You can register with a nonprofit organization or a politically minded nonprofit group. You can volunteer with elected officials. Many of them are very eager to take on volunteers. So don't think of yourself as sort of marginalized because you just can't vote. There are other ways to get involved. If you are registered to vote, make that vote count. And ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to say that today is a very special show because it's our 100th show of Desi's in Politics. So we've been bringing you shows in Desi's in Politics and about information ranging from South Asia to the national level to the local level since 2008. And today we have a very special show. We are here doing an interview with Mr. Raj Mehta. Hello, sir. How are you?
Thank you so much.
Mr. Mehta is not only the CEO and chairman of a major company, but also has been involved in politics for many, many, many years. So we want to start off the show by welcoming you to Desi's in Politics and asking you, Mr. Mehta, what is your background? Where are you coming from?
Well, Dave, thank you so much for inviting me here today, and I really appreciate it to show my views and everything what I do here. I actually, obviously, I'm an Indian American. I'm a naturalized citizen of the United States. I came into this country in 1978, and I'm originally from Gujarat, India. Okay, and I studied over there. I did my law degree. I did also my bachelor in commerce, and then I came here, and then I did my computer science in University of Maryland.
Well, okay, so you're a lawyer and a scientist, huh?
I did my law in India, so
okay.
Yeah. But I do understand now. If you give me a legal paper, I at least read it.
Right.
I cannot tell you definitely, but I can read it at least,
right.
a little bit better than normal,
So then you got your degree in computer science, and then where did that take you?
Actually, then I started working, right, as a programmer. I started working for a programmer for a small company in Washington, D.C. I used to be in Maryland, so I started working for a small company in Maryland, Washington, D.C. called IMR Systems, which was a defense contractor, actually, Department of Defense. Okay, so worked over there for like few months and applied for my security clearance, which was not granted because obviously that time it was, like kind of not easy for a green card holder, resident, to get a security clearance. So I did not get it, so I had to switch my job. So I went to work for Sperry. Sperry Corporation, Sperry, now it's Sperry Univac, now it's Unisys, okay. So there I worked, and after like moving into many different projects, they used to move me to many different projects. Like I was in Huntsville, Alabama, I was in Montgomery, Alabama, I was in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I used to be in Minneapolis. I used to go from project to project many times, right? Yeah.
So then you moved from this and working with companies to becoming, having your own company. And this is in Infosys International, Inc.
That is correct.
Now, this is not to be confused with Infosys that many people hear. People are, the trade company and, public, right?
Not at all, not at all. We are actually grandchild of that Infosys.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, I'm just saying in terms of revenue and everything. I'm talking about that, because many people get, they do get confused with the name. But, we were here before, and I had the name before them. They came in later into this country, so I can, I have name longer than them, but at least, people do get confused with Infosys. We are Infosys International, they're Infosys Technologies.
Now, Infosys International, what does the company do, and how did you sort of start that?
Okay, we basically do provide technology product and services. Mostly like 80% of our business is the public sector. Okay. So we work with federal government, state government, local government, like counties, town governments. We do a lot of technology work. when I started the business in 1986, which is almost 24 years, and I can't believe it, it's 24 years already. Yeah, I mean, I lost a lot of my hair. I mean, you have a lot of hair. I lost a lot of my hair.
No, it's totally coming in.
But at that time, I had a lot of hair, though. At that time, it was all the mainframe. Like we did a lot of mainframe work, which is IBM mainframe, Sperry mainframe. And then as the time changed, we changed our gear to different kind of technology. And now we do a lot of web-based activity.
Still working with government entities?
80% of my business is still government.
Okay.
There's 20% is Fortune 500 companies, and healthcare. We do a lot of work with healthcare also. So
it seems like actually almost from your inception, you've been sort of interacting with the government on several levels.
Actually, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean, somehow, I have a good relation with government, or whatever you call it. It's like a karma. Good karma with government. So I've been dealing with government for a very long time.
Okay, now this actually brings me to the question of, like during now we have a time period where the Obama administration and a lot of people are talking about green initiatives. I know that your company has been working on the issue of solar panels.
Yeah.
Where are your green initiatives? What directions are they going in? Or is it strictly focused on solar panels at the moment?
Actually, I started, like, obviously, Infosys International is doing very well. Companies has excellent reputation, past performance record, and we got, so many recommendation letters, and, we were on newspapers many times. So that company is going very well. So I wanted to do something different, challenging.
This is a separate entity altogether.
A totally separate entity. So I created about 8 months ago the company called Rescue Solar Corporation. Okay. Now, Rescue Solar Corporation, I mean, before, originally we wanted to manufacture solar panels based on certain technology called SIX technology. Obviously, SIX technology is, if you want to put a plant for SIX technology, it does cost a lot of money. It does have a lot of, large investment is required. So what we have done later on is that we have divided into our whole plan into phases, different phases, okay? So right now, the phase 1 is that we are going to still manufacture solar panels, which is going to be in New York. It could be in Long Island, it could be in upstate, but we are talking to, different people. Local. It will be local.
Okay. So it helps the economy. I mean, at a time when jobs are such a problem, what you're really talking about is green job opportunities.
Absolutely. We intend to create 75 full-time green jobs.
Is that right?
75 with this plan, and the first phase is obviously we're going to manufacture with silicon wafers, okay, and because of that technology is different, then the investment required is smaller, okay, but the rate of return is pretty high, okay, it's like 28% ROI.
Is that right?
So that's pretty good.
No, where do the issues of government initiatives come in terms of what type of incentives do they provide that makes it worthwhile to even get involved in something?
Sure. We have already applied for NYSERDA grant. NYSERDA is that New York State Energy and Research Development entity for the state of New York. So we have applied for their grant. They give a grant for a specific project for manufacturing green technologies.
Okay.
So we have applied for it. We haven't won yet, and we, hopefully we get results in January. At that time, we'll see.
Is that a long process?
It's about 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. First, you apply for it, and then you wait for, there is a committee that review, and then after that they score every proposal they get. And it's like, this year they have $4.5 million. This is actually the third round this year, fourth or third round.
$4.5 million applications?
$4.5 million, and each project they say $1.5 million. So grant is given $1.5 million. So there will be 3 eligible companies this year. Okay. And the second that we have already applied for is something called Empire State Development Corporation. Okay, Empire State Development Corporation is the New York State entity again. It's the state of New York basically, and they also give they don't give cash. Nobody give cash. Okay, in a government. What they do is they give you a tax credit as you create jobs. You get credits in terms of taxes. And local ideas like industrial development agencies that we are working with, so that you can, whatever equipment we buy, sales tax, there is no sales tax. And if you purchase the property, then there is tenure, there is no real estate tax. So there are a lot of benefits that, I already am tapping into this, okay? So overall, let's say, for example, Empire State Development Corporation, we applied for $2 million grant, right? So even if they approve $1 million, let's say, and if I create 75 jobs, if I get $1 million in terms of tax credit, that goes right into my pocket and my investor's pocket.
Okay.
Okay, so that increases the ROI to really a very high percentage, because those are money that I had to spend anyway. But then now I'm saving this.
Well, now let's talk about the international perspective of this. You know, many people know that when you're talking about solar panels, China has been the country that's been pushing. How does it make sense to get involved? What's the impetus for you saying, oh, listen, let's move in this direction, and how does it make sense to you to do it?
Okay, you know, I mean, when I did the plan, obviously that, you know, I've considered that very thoroughly, and because
again involved with government, right?
Exactly.
And this is it's such an interesting transition. I'm always talking to people about getting involved in politics, and this is one of those areas where it's not maybe talking to the representative, but it's clearly interacting with the government and moving forward with things like government initiatives. How do we take advantage of government initiatives? You know, and this actually leads me to the next area, which is politics, because you are also a man that's very involved in politics, right?
Yes, I've been involved since long time, Dave. And I tell you one thing, I want to congratulate you on this programming, because I believe that this is really adding value to our community, and our, you know, I mean,
thank you for that.
It's really, you know, commendable. You know, so to start this programming, and people like me and other people who are your viewers definitely appreciates a lot.
Well, it's great. I mean, you know, the opportunity on this program is to really provide an area where people can learn about the different things that are going on in politics across the world, but definitely what's going on here.
Here in US, right,
now, let me ask you this. Were you involved or interested in politics from India, or is it something that spurred when you were here in the United States?
Actually, here.
Okay, not involved.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Is that right?
I had no